We risk spreading sin virus in our community if we don't gather the belongings of the old man who Jesus had already taken to the grave for us. If we don't gather the belongings that he left in our lives, the settings that he left in our mind, if we don't do away with them, we will risk infecting one another within a community. Please ponder on this. Beloved, ponder please. Are there ways in which we have been careless with our Calvary experience with our lives? Are there ways by which other brethren have begun to suffer because of our carelessness? Jesus says that I am here to help you so that the veil can be taken. You can see the glory of the Christ in Revelation. Acts chapter 19, verses 18 to 20. You remember the story of the sons of Sceva who wanted to cast out the devil, and then the demon, disgraced them and all of that. And then if we now read from verse 18, and many that believed came and confessed and showed their deeds. They showed their deeds. See, they confessed, so they didn't hide what they were doing. They didn't hide it. They didn't call it beautiful names. Instead of saying, oh, I was lost in, they didn't say I was having an affair with my boss. No. They didn't say affair. They say I was committing adultery with my boss. They didn't cover it up. They didn't window dress it. They didn't call it, I had holy anger, when actually it was rage. No, they didn't do that. Okay? They confessed, and then they showed it. They showed the deeds. They brought it out to the open so that the devil could be disgraced. Today now, we hide the habits of sin that are in our lives because we don't want to be disgraced. But we don't know that when you expose the fact that you were a liar, or you were, cheating in the office, maybe you were taking things from the office to the home to go and use without the knowledge of your boss, and so on and so forth. Oh, you bought your own house, but the council flat that council gave you, instead of you to take the keys back to the council and say, thank you for housing me for 5 years, now the Lord has provided, I have bought my own house. No, you kept the council keys and you now began to rent council flats out in your name. So you collect rent on council flats, government flats, and then you keep the profit when there are people who don't have houses out there. They didn't dress it up at all and say, I'm only helping brethren who are homeless. I only put brethren in my council flat. No. That was not the agreement that you signed with council. So they didn't dress any of these things up. These are the things that puncture us and make us to leak away until it looks like Calvary experience has no power at all in our own time. God says, I want to help those who are ready to be helped from tonight. So they confessed, they showed the deeds. Many of them also, which used curious arts, they brought their books together and burned them. In other words, they forsook them. So they confessed and they forsook. And do you remember, he who covers his sin will not prosper. The he who confesses and forsakes will obtain mercy. We want mercy, isn't it? So they confessed and then they burned them, they forsook them, isn't it? Before all men. And they counted the price of them and found it 50,000 pieces of silver. Verse 20, that's where I'm so keen. So mightily grew the word of God and prevailed. So it means that where the particles of dust of sins and sinful habits and curious acts and all of these things, where the dust has settled, it prevents the word of God from growing mightily. Beloved, I see Jesus warning us. He says, but I am helping you. He is coming very soon and he wants the word to grow mightily again. But he says that if we continue to keep the gadgets of the old man, the dust will not allow the word to grow.